What up, peeps? Welcome to a new pickup video. This one is going to be probably a little bit longer than normal. Their videos are always long, but I have, I think, quite a bit more stuff to show you guys this time than I did for the last couple. So first, I'm going to start, I have to do two separate clips here. Normally I do one clip for the whole video, but I physically cannot fit all the stuff within arm's reach, so I have to do two clips. So first, we're going to go through the toys, the promo stuff, the accessories, the systems, the big box stuff. We're going to do all that first, and then I will clear some room, move all the games in, and then we'll go through all those at the end. So, first up, we have a little Tyco plush here. We also have this really cool AV switch that looks like an Xbox. And so, don't really have a use for it in the game room at this moment, but whenever we move into the new place and we get everything set up, I'll definitely be using that. I think that is super cool. And then we have the Mortal Kombat commemorative metal slammer, which I believe Abby got this for me. We also have the DK Jams Donkey Kong Country soundtrack. This comes in two different versions. Comes in this one with the paper like slipcover. Then it also comes in a standard jewel case version. From everything that I can tell, the one in the slipcover like this is much harder to find. Since I got this one, I have not seen another one for sale. There's none on eBay, none posted, none sold. And this one came into the store, so I'm not really sure what it's worth, but it's one of my favorite soundtracks, so very cool to have that one physically. Then we have this little 3DS game holder case thing. This is a Club Nintendo item, which is why I decided to keep it. Normally I don't keep like little game, like plastic game cases, but this one being a Club Nintendo item I thought was cool enough to keep. We also have a factory sealed clear black Dreamcast VMU. So I have at least 2 or 3 different colors now. And then we also have the clear green PlayStation 1 memory card, still new in the packaging. I have my other ones around here somewhere. I don't know if I can see them from where I'm sitting, but I have a few different colors of these as well, which is kind of cool. And then 2 little strategy guides. We have the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue and Red Rescue Team Rescuers Guide, which was like a pre-order bonus. It's still got the little paper on there too, which this just like slides off. So it's cool to still have that. And then also the Crusader of Senti hint book. I almost decided to sell this one on eBay because it goes for over $100, but I have a complete copy of the game, and I just thought this would be really cool to kind of complete that little set. Then I got a few more little sealed packs of e-reader cards. So we have Pinball, Excite Bike, which is one of my favorite NES games, and then this one, unfortunately, kind of got damaged as I was bringing this home. When I had this at the store, it was fine, and then when I pulled it out of the box like 10 minutes ago, realized it was coming apart, and that is Golf. And as you can see, it came completely apart. So because I'm not planning on getting rid of this, what I'm going to do is just kind of glue this back into place. Not a big deal. They're only worth like $8 anyway, so it's not a huge problem. Then we have the NES Top Loader Game Genie adapter, and this is the original box that it came in. It didn't originally say Game Genie on there. Somebody wrote that, and there's also an old price tag on there. But these things are very, very rare, very hard to find. So a regular Game Genie does not fit into the NES Top Loader. So this is a little adapter that they released to be able to use it with that system. It comes with the little paperwork in there, the original little bubble wrap thing, and of course the original box, which is really cool. I almost sold this one as well because technically it's a third-party accessory, and I try not to really collect a lot of third-party stuff, but it's just too cool, and I'll probably never find another one with the box. And from looking at the sold listings on eBay, the original box doesn't really add any value to it anyway, so I might as well just hold on to it. Then I have a few of these, which are, I think these are really cool. I think I already have 1 or 2 others, so I don't know how many there are total, but probably getting close to a full set. These are the Nintendo Mini Classics, like keychain games. So we have Parachute, Donkey Kong Jr., Carrera, Super Mario Bros., and Mario's Cement Factory. So I imagine they're not very fun to play. They're probably just as bad as like the Tiger handheld games, but I think that these are pretty cool pieces for the collection. And like I said, we have one or two others somewhere around here, so maybe at some point I'll have a complete set of those. That'd be kind of cool. And then we have a factory sealed Microsoft S controller for the original Xbox, just a standard black one. I got this on my trip in Ohio. I think I paid like $40 for it. But I have another one of these sealed, but it's the crystal clear one, which from everything that I could tell when I was looking it up, it is probably a Canadian exclusive for North America at least. Not this one, but the clear one. But yeah, this is super cool. I love getting all the different types of controllers, different colors and all that. And with controllers like that, you have to get them sealed to get them with the original packaging because they didn't come in like a cardboard box. Another controller here is the Resident Evil 4 chainsaw controller for the GameCube. The GameCube one is yellow. If you ever see an orange one, that is the PS2 version. The GameCube one here comes in a cardboard box. The PS2 one comes in like a plastic case, which is much nicer. But this one, at least in my opinion, is a little bit harder to find. I don't have the PS2 one yet, but hopefully I'll have them both at some point, and I'm very glad to get that one. Super cool. One big box game here is Dance Dance Revolution Hottest Party 3 for the Wii. This one is a variant, actually, for me. I found this a Goodwill for $10. It doesn't have the game in it yet, but it does have the dance pad, of course, and really the box is what I'm more interested in this thing. So I already have this game in the big box with the dance pad. However, the other one that I have, the cover is white. This one, as you can clearly see, is purple and pink. So the one that I have is definitely not faded. It's just a different variant. So kind of weird, not too exciting. It's a Dance Dance Revolution game, but I do like going after variants, and that's a really weird one. So why not? Found it at Goodwill, like I said. I have an empty box here for the Smash Brothers and Splatoon Wii U console. It does have a rip on the top right here, and of course, like I said, it's just the box. But basically any 32 gig black Wii U could go in here to complete it. The games were download only. So this is just a box I didn't have. I'll put a system in it 10 years from now when they're super cheap. Couple big box Switch games here. We've got the Starlink Battle for Atlas. Abby ordered this for us from Best Buy's website when it was only $5. Can't really beat that price. We also got the Ring Fit Adventure, and Abby was going to play this one. She hasn't started it yet, but got this one traded into the store. I believe Josh said he found this at the outlet, which is really, really awesome. The box has some damage. A couple of the flaps were ripped off, so at some point, the next one that gets traded into the store with the box, I'll probably swap the box out for this one. Then we have the Fire Emblem Three Houses Seasons of Wayfair Edition. I also got this in Ohio on my trip from CD Game Exchange, which is kind of funny that they have stores out there, but they're also, at least they did have some in Portland. But got that out there, pretty happy about that one. And then the last Switch game, at least for this first section of the video, is the Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 Enhanced Collector's Edition. Comes in a really big box here. Really nice, like thick cardboard and everything. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. Then some more consoles here. We have a boxed Sega Nomad that power supply just fell out of. It doesn't have the second, it's supposed to have two cardboard inserts, and it's missing one of them. But very cool to get a Nomad. As you guys know, I only collect complete in box, so I've had a few Nomads before, but never one in the box, so I never kept one for the collection. So pretty uncommon system to get there. I think that's kind of cool. The box has tape on it and stuff, so it's not perfect, but I'm not really going to complain. Then we have the Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness Edition GameCube. And I didn't know that these were going for as much as they are in the box. Because the last time that I got one of these in the collection was before I sold everything, of course. And you know, the systems were always harder to find, but even like a boxed one back then wasn't that much more than a regular boxed GameCube. But I actually just put this into the spreadsheet earlier today and looked it up to put in value and everything, and some of them are selling for like $350, which is crazy. So we already had a couple of the systems at the store, so I was able to get the system in there because it came into the store box only. Technically, I don't have any cables or a controller in there, but just standard cables and a regular silver controller, so I'll complete it at some point. I'm more worried about getting the box because that's the hard part to find. I'll always have cables and controllers to complete it when I want to. Next we have Ultra Pong Doubles by Atari. This one I also got from a store in Ohio. Box has a lot of tape on it, and it's got this rip right here where a price tag was. But other than that, the box isn't like crushed or anything, and it's fully complete. It's got like, I'll show you guys just the end there, but it's got the cardboard inserts and it's got the paperwork and everything. Just a Pong unit, but still cool to add to the collection. I don't have a lot of stuff like that. From the same store that I got that from, I also got a power base converter in the box. Now this box is really, really rough. There's a big rip right here. It's just worn in general, and there's no styrofoam inserts. It does have the paperwork in the bottom there, and it obviously has the, you know, the power base converter, but this is going to need an upgrade at some point, but I'm in no rush. Also in Ohio, I finally got a boxed Sega Pico system, and I have a couple games that I'll show you guys once we get to the game portion of this video, but I never knew how many games were in the Pico set for North America, and I looked it up right before filming this video, and there's only 20. And I have like 14 or 15 of them already. So without knowing it, I'm pretty close to a complete Pico set. So if you guys have any boxed Pico games that you're looking to get rid of, let me know. And if there's any of them that I need from you guys, I'm probably gonna be interested. We can work out a deal. We can, you know, you can trade them in for, you can trade them to the store, or I'll just buy them from you. It's, you know, whatever you guys want to do. But definitely interested in completing that set because I'm so close and I didn't even know it. I actually have another Wii U box here, but this one is almost fully complete. And that is the Skylanders Swapped Force White Wii U bundle. So the only thing that we're missing out of here is one of the Skylanders. It's the exclusive one. We're missing all of the stickers and cards for the Skylanders, and then I believe like all the baggies and stuff, but I mean the system is in here. We've got most of the stuff, but this is a pretty hard to find boxed variant of the Wii U, so that was really cool when that came into the store. Then I have a couple Vita games here, special editions. This one is the DJ Technica Max Technica 2 or something. DJ Max Technica Tune. It's all complete in there. We had one of these before that I ended up selling, and then I kind of regretted it because I'm not really looking for a lot of Vita games, but I do collect for it, so when I sold the first one, I regretted it because I didn't think that I was going to find another one, and I just happened to find this sitting on the shelf at a game store when I was in Ohio, and I got this one for much, much less than I sold the other one for, so that makes me happy. And then the other Vita game that I got is the Super Beat Exonic, or Zonic, however you say it. This is factory sealed limited edition, 443 out of 500. So pretty limited game here. Got this one from Mook Jinder. He was getting rid of it, asked if I was interested, and worked out a deal, and I bought this from him. And then the other game actually is only limited to 750. So both of these were, you know, less than 800 each in the US. So if you're going for a complete Vita set, you know, might as well get them when you can. And then I have a big stack of handheld systems here. First up is the Midnight Blue DSi XL. These boxes are huge for those DSi XLs. And then we have a Coral Pink DS Lite. Those are both complete. This one is just a box and manuals and everything, but it's for the silver original DS, the Metroid Prime Hunters demo bundle. It comes with a standard silver DS, so I can always complete that, and the game is super easy to find, so I'll complete that at some point. And then I believe this one was just I'm trying to look at my Game Boy Advances. This one might just be a condition upgrade, I'm not sure, but it's for the Flame Game Boy Advance SP. So this is box and paperwork only. Then we have the gray new 3DS XL. And I actually think that I have another one of these boxes in my closet, which is going to be in better shape than this one. This is missing the insert. So the system in here is kind of just sliding around. I'll show you guys. There's no insert, there's no paperwork, there's no anything else, just the system and box. But like I said, I think I have another one. And then this one came in the store and I thought this was kind of cool. This is a refurbished product, red and black 2DS. So if you go on to store.nintendo.com, they sell their games and everything like that, but they also sell refurbished items sometimes. Sometimes there's games, sometimes there's systems, and this is the box that they send out when you buy it from them, at least when you buy this from them. And so someone traded this into the store and I thought it was really cool. I have a couple different refurbished products from them already, both games and systems. So adding this into the collection, definitely I think these will be kind of like a cool variant that not many people are going to have. And yeah, I just think it's kind of cool. And then the last Game Boy one here. This one is probably one of the coolest things that's going to be in this entire video. And this came into the store, and apparently the people that traded it in are going to be bringing the system back at some point as well. So it's box and manuals only right now, but they should be bringing in the console at some point, which I'm very excited about. This is the Gold Pokemon Center New York Edition Game Boy Advance. At least it's the box for it. But it's in amazing condition, and I cannot wait to get the system to complete that. That'll be a very, very awesome piece in the Game Boy collection. So the last item before we switch over to showing you guys all the games is one more console, and this would be by far the most expensive console in the entire collection. And this one got traded into the store a little while ago. You guys probably remember if you've been watching on the channel for a while. But this is a complete-in-box Turbo Duo, which is basically a TurboGrafx 16 with the CD attachment, but it's all in one unit. So TurboGrafx doesn't play discs unless you have the CD attachment for it. But this has basically both consoles combined into one, and it's very, very hard to find. Prices are kind of all over the place, but I just remember that when we got this, when I was looking them up, there was a sold listing on eBay for one complete in box. It sold for $13.50, which, I mean, that's the most expensive system we have other than this is probably like the Pikachu N64 or something, which is maybe like $300 to $400. So this is, you know, at least going by that one eBay listing, this is almost $1,000 more expensive than that, which is just crazy to think about. You know, you get games that kind of get into that price range a lot more often than you do systems, but this one is definitely an awesome piece to add to the collection. And I haven't hooked it up yet because it's just been sitting back here waiting for a video, but I have some games for it as well, so show you guys those here in a minute, but definitely going to be hooking that up and playing it at some point. So moving on to the games now, guys. Everything left that I have to show you in this video is going to be a game. So, start off with the Pico games, because I was just talking about them. So we got Magic Crayons, and also Adventures in Letterland with Jack and Jill. So, when I bought the Pico in Ohio from that game store, the guy had the Pico system, and then he had probably 10 to 12 games. These were the only two that I didn't already have, so obviously I had to pick them up. The only other Pico games I saw on my whole trip were loose, and I'm going for a complete in box, of course. So, like I said, if you have any of them, let me know. I'm interested in completing that set. Next up, I have 3 Nintendo Wii games. First is just a sealed copy of Trivial Pursuit, nothing too special. And then this is a game that we grabbed from GameStop. Game I've never heard of, and after looking it up, seems like it might be a little hard to find. Not expensive at all, but it's Furu Furu Park. It's a Taito game. I think it's just a compilation of mini-games, but yeah, this appears to be a fairly uncommon game. Like I said, not expensive. It's like a $5 game or something, but still very glad to get an uncommon Wii game. And then the last Wii game is Dragon's Lair Trilogy, and I also picked this up while I was in Ohio from a game store. That one's also a little difficult to find. I have one Genesis game, which is Dino Land. I actually don't remember if this one was, hard to find or anything, but it's just a game I'd never seen before. Decided to hold on to it. And then one Master System game, Miracle Warriors Seal of the Dark Lord. So, I actually don't... Oh, looks like there's some handwritten notes in here as well. It's kind of cool. I actually don't remember how many games are in the US Master System set. I know there's not a ton, but I think I'm up to about 50-ish, maybe 50 or 60. So that's a nice one to add to the collection. I have one Wii U game this time, and this is a variant bundle that I didn't have, and that is Just Dance 2014. This is a big box, comes with a Wii remote. This one is still sealed. Box does have some creasing and stuff, so it's not perfect, but I got this from a guy in Ohio, or not in Ohio, a guy in Canada that was selling his collection, and a guy named Aaron reached out to me and was like, hey, my friend is selling his collection, he's got a bunch of stuff if you're interested. This was one of the things that I grabbed from him. You guys will see more later in the video. I also only have one original Xbox game, which I also got in Ohio. I got this from a store called Game Cycle, which is owned by a guy named Eric, and I have bought stuff from him going all the way back to September of 2019, right before PRGE. And then when I went to Ohio, I was excited to be able to actually go to a store and meet him in person and everything, and of course buy more stuff. So I got the Halo Triple Pack from him, which I have been looking for a very, very long time. Not really actively, because I'm not really focusing on Xbox, but anytime I'm looking at a game store or at PRGE or anything like that, this is always a game that I'm keeping my eye out for, and I have never seen a single copy anywhere. It's not super expensive. They go for like 40-50 bucks, and this box is pretty beat up, so I'd like to upgrade it at some point. There's like a bunch of creases on the side, but like I said, I've never seen one in person, so very cool to add this to the collection. It's only expensive because of the outer box. The games inside are just the regular releases. I mean, as far as I know, but still very happy to knock that one off the list. If you look at like a list of like rare original Xbox games, that one always comes up, and it's not one of the most expensive, like not even close, but it is really hard to find, so I'm very glad to get that one. So I showed you guys two Vita games in the first part of the video that were big box. I only have one other one. That's a sealed copy of Damascus Gear Operation Tokyo, which is a limited run game number 230. Glad to get that one. Got that in Ohio as well. And then some PSP games here. First up is a sealed copy of Fat Princess Fistful of Cake. We got this, Abby and I got this at a game store up in Tacoma. And then we also have SNK Arcade Classics Volume 1, Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast, Mega Man Powered Up, and Afterburner Black Falcon. So 5 PSP games, that's quite a bit more than we normally add to the collection in a pickup video. Obviously we collect for PSP, but it's definitely not a system that we ever focus on. Pretty much, I only really look to keep games that come into the store if it's like some RPG I've never heard of or seen, or some other weird one, kind of like the Afterburner. It's not an expensive or rare game, but it's just one that I've never seen, so decided to hold on to it. Let's go with 3DO next. I actually have a decent stack of 3DO games here. I am just about doubling my 3DO collection. I've got them up there behind the camera at the very top. So we do have a boxed console, and with this stack of games here, like I said, we are just about doubling our 3DO collection, which is really cool. So we have Stellar 7 Draxon's Revenge, and these are all complete. These came into the store through a mail-in trade. There were a few more that didn't have manuals, which I did not keep. We have Dragon's Lair. That's the second Dragon's Lair so far in this video. Way of the Warrior. These boxes are just so cool. Space Pirates. Escape from Monster Manor. Nova Storm. Space Hulk Vengeance of the Blood Angels. This one's super cool looking. Killing Time. Look at that artwork. It's really awesome. And then last one is Neurodancer, Journey into the Neuronet, which I believe was, if I'm not mistaken, I think this was one of the more expensive ones out of the lot. It's been a long time since I actually added these to the spreadsheet and looked them up. It's been at least a month, so I don't remember off the top of my head, but very, very glad to add some 3DO games to the collection. It's just one of those systems that you never find stuff for, so anytime I get to, of course, I'm going to try to add them to the collection. Same with this one. I have 3 Philips CDI games. I do not have a CDI in the collection yet because I only go for complete in box. So even if I did find one loose, I wouldn't keep it. I need to get it with the box. This also doubles my CDI collection because I believe I only have 3 games. So I have 3 here to show you, which makes 6 total. So we have Axis and Allies, Mega Maze, and I don't know if all of these come with slipcovers like that. So if you guys know, let me know. But only this one has it out of these 3, and then the last one is Space Ace. So if these need slipcovers, let me know. I know that like some of them come in the big boxes, some of them come in just regular cases. So I'm not too familiar with the CDI, so I don't know all the ins and outs of collecting for that system. But if I'm missing something from those, just let me know. So I have 4 Virtual Boy games here, and if you guys have been watching for at least since like the beginning of October, you'll probably know that I'm actively going for a complete Virtual Boy set, and it's a very small collection. Only 14 games were released in the United States for it, and I believe that with these 4, we are at 8. So we only have, 8 or 9. So we only have a few games left. The ones that we need are the expensive ones, Jack Bros, Waterworld, and Nestor's Funky Bowling. And I think we also need Telero Boxer, and possibly one more. I'm not sure. We might only have 7 games, because I know I have 1 duplicate, because I have 1 opened and 1 sealed, which I'm about to show you. But if you guys have any of those games complete in box, let me know. I actually have a manual. I have manuals for Nestor's Funky Bowling and Waterworld. So if you have just a box or just a box and cartridge, I'd also be interested. But here we are adding to the collection a sealed copy of Virtual League Baseball. So I have 2 copies of this, 1 sealed, 1 opened. Then we also have Golf, which I just picked up from Super Smash Games in Tacoma, Washington. And then we have Mario Clash. This one has a hang tab on it though, which kind of sucks. And then lastly we have Galactic Pinball. This one has the plastic on it. It's opened, but it's still got the original seal on there, which is pretty cool. You guys know that I like to get as many games like that as I can. And this one's got the baggie for the game and all the paperwork and everything. This is, fully complete with the original seal still on it, which is very, very awesome. Let's go to some Dreamcast games. I have 5 here, one of which is, I believe, a PAL exclusive. At least it didn't come out in the US. I don't know if it came out in Japan as well, but so we have the Floigan Bros Episode 1. Just a weird game that I've never seen before. It's not, I don't think it's a very common title, so decided to hold on to that one, as well as Stupid Invaders. Great name for a game. The import one here is a PAL copy of Shenmue 2. And obviously the first one came out here, and the second one came out in the United States on the original Xbox. As far as I know, we did not get Shenmue 2 on the Dreamcast in the US, so I don't even remember where this came from. It came into the store somehow, whether it was a walk-in trade or a mail-in trade, I don't really remember, but decided to hold on to it I primarily just collect for the North American releases, but in the future I would be interested in going after all the PAL and Japanese exclusives. So if I happen to come across them, you know, now, I tend to add them to the collection even though I'm not really looking for them. And then the last two here, we have a factory sealed copy of Nightmare Creatures 2. And then this one I was very happy to get. It is a complete copy of Gigawing for the Dreamcast. And if you guys remember, a while ago I uploaded, I believe it was either part 2 or part 3 to my Rarest and Most Expensive Games series, which I haven't done a video for in a long time. Gigawing, at least Gigawing 2 is on that list. I don't know about the first one, but it's still a very expensive game. Very hard to find. Very glad to add that one to the collection. So let's move on to DS and 3DS. I don't have a ton here, but I have a decent little stack. These first three are factory sealed, but they all have rips in the upper right-hand corner on the front of the seal, which I believe there used to be price tags there, and whoever owned them, whoever, you know, had them before me, cut the price tags off rather than just, you know, trying to peel off the tag. They actually cut the plastic out, which kind of sucks, but they're cheap games anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We have Vegas Casino, Sudoku and Kakuro games. And you can see right up here, the seal is just completely cut out. I don't know if it's showing up on camera very well. There you go. You can see there's a big hole. They're all three of them are like that. The other one is Rhythm and Notes, which I've never heard of any of these games. I don't think they're anything special, but, you know. These next two, though, I don't have any more. Well, there are more sealed games. So those are the cheap sealed games. These two are opened, and I got these on my trip in Ohio. And I have a friend named Drew who is a very big DS collector. And I sent him a picture of all the DS games at this store. And I was like, hey, is there anything special in here? Because when it comes to DS and 3DS, some of the most expensive and or rare games are shovelware. And so it's really hard to know, like what are the hard to find games, because they're just games that typically, if you're not specifically looking for them, you'd probably just pass over them. So these are two that they're not super rare, but they are pretty uncommon. And like if you look these games up on eBay, there's only a couple copies up there. And if you look on price charts, it'll say that, you know, maybe one sells every month or something like that. So first is Murder in Venice. And then also Anno 1701, Dawn of Discovery. So just uncommon games that I'm happy to add to the collection. They're not anything super special, but like I said, they are pretty uncommon. And I'd rather knock them off the list now when I can find them cheap, because who knows how expensive they'll be in 5 years, when maybe at that point I'm actually focusing on going for a complete DS collection. They might be much harder and more expensive to get then, so glad to get them now. Then we have a sealed copy of Rhythm Heaven. We already have it opened, but got a sealed one. Just came into the store. And then we have an opened and a sealed copy of Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Echoes of Time. This one is opened, this one is sealed. Then we have Radiant Historia, which is in the big box with a soundtrack. I don't think this one is too expensive, but it's just one we didn't have. Came into the store. This next one, unfortunately, has water damage to the front of the artwork for the case. I've never seen this game before, and I got it for a pretty good price when I was in Ohio, so I decided to hold on to it. Hopefully, eventually, one will get traded into the store, and I can upgrade the condition of the case artwork, but it is complete otherwise, and that is Nights in the Nightmare, which is an Atlas title, and I've never heard of it, never seen it before. It's about a $35 game or so, which isn't too much, but it appears to be at least somewhat uncommon, so I decided to hold on to it for now. Then we have a factory sealed copy of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Darkness. I don't remember where I got that one. Then 3DS, we have The Amazing Spider-Man. Nothing too special, but it does come with a slipcover, which is pretty cool. Then we have a sealed copy of Luigi's Mansion. Obviously, I already have an opened copy. But just, why not? And then this one, I found at a game store in Ohio once again, and this is a game I'd never heard of. I decided to look it up because it looks somewhat interesting, very much a Pokemon ripoff. But I decided to look it up, and it's like a $22 to $25 game, and they had it marked at something like 17 or 18 bucks, so kind of a decent price on it. And it's Moko Moko Friends. And if you look at the little creatures on the front there, tell me that those are not just blatant Pokemon ripoffs. They clearly are. And Zelda is right down here to talk to me. Yeah, I mean, that one looks like Gardevoir. That one down there, I mean, that's clearly like a Pikachu or something. So, yeah, I don't know. Do you want to say hello, Zelda? This is Zelda, my princess. My second princess. Abby's my first princess. What next? Let's do PS2. So we have the Ultimate Codes for Gran Turismo 4. Technically not a game, but I do like going after these. I have all mine up there. With this one, I now have 7 different versions of it. So each one is for a different game. And I have 7 different ones now. I never look out for these. If I just happen to come across them, I'll grab them. But it's kind of just like a cool little subset of PS2 collecting. Then we have a sealed MLB 06 to show. Probably got this at like a Goodwill for a couple bucks. Soldier of Fortune Gold Edition. Swashbucklers Blue versus Gray. You'll see that some of these PS2 games, like Swashbucklers and this next one here, they're not anything super special, but they are kind of uncommon. They're just games I've never seen before, so why not add them to the collection? Secret Service. Then we have 2 Final Fantasy XI Online expansion packs, Chains of Promethea and Treasures of Alt Oregon, I think it is. These are very cheap. They're like $5 complete each, but I didn't have them. Zone of the Enders, another cheap one I just didn't have. As well as Black and Bruised. King of Fighters Maximum Impact. This one came into the store, a sealed copy of Barbie Horse Adventures Riding Camp. Zatch Bell Mamoto Battles. This one was just a condition upgrade, and that is Scarface The World Is Yours Collector's Edition. I already had it, but my copy, the little slipcover here, the bottom was ripped. So this is just a condition upgrade, but it's a very nice one, so I'm happy with that. Neo Geo Battle Coliseum. This one is a cheap game, but I've never seen this ever. And when we got this in at the store, I was thinking that this has got to be like a $40, $50 game. Turns out it's under $10, and that is Guilty Gear X, or Guilty Gear 10. I've never seen it before. There's another Guilty Gear game on PS2 called like Guilty Gear Asuka or something like that. And that one's also really, really cheap, but I mean, the games are pretty uncommon. I never see either of them. So, cheap game, but I'm glad to get that. Then we have Gallop Racer 2004. I believe I got this one at the Portland Retro Swap Meet in January. It's about a $20 game. A lot of the Gallop Racer games on PS2 are not super, super cheap. I think I'm still missing 1 or 2 of them, but just a weird little series. Then we have State of Emergency 2, which is actually like a $15, $20 game, which I did not expect when I first saw it, because the first game is very, very common, very cheap. The first one's like a $3 game, but the second one here, I guess, is pretty uncommon, so glad to get that one. Then we have the Crash Bandicoot Action Pack, which is a big box set here with 3 games. It includes Nitro Kart, Tag Team Racing, and Twin Sanity. And I love getting these big box versions of games here. I've got Harry Potter, Metal Gear, Mortal Kombat, Guitar Hero, Grand Theft Auto. There's a Dragon Ball Z one I have up there, Pac-Man, Resident Evil, SmackDown. So there's a bunch of different ones, and I love finding these. And when we got this one in at the store, I had never seen it before. and that's typically how I come across these. I don't know how many there are. We just happen to get them sometimes, and I'm like, hey, I don't have that one. So, pretty awesome. And then the last three here are pretty cool. We have Magic Penguin, The Quest for Color. Very unique little game here. I need to check this out at some point. Draw your own characters. That's pretty cool. All the characters you draw are automatically animated as 3D interactive doodles. Very cool. And then we have a sealed copy of Yakuza, or Yakuza. We didn't even have this game at all in the collection, so you know, we got a sealed one, and I decided to keep it, but I still need to get an open copy as well. But now I have a sealed copy of the first one and the second one, because the second one, for a long time, was a pretty expensive PS2 game, like, you know, 50 to 80 bucks just for a complete copy, somewhere in there. And then, a few years ago, somehow, either a bunch of sealed copies were found and posted on eBay, or they were reprinted. I think most people are under the impression that they were reprinted. I don't know for sure, but when that happened, they posted them up for, I can't remember exactly what the price was, but it was kind of cheap, like 30 or 50 bucks for a sealed copy. And so I bought one then, so I have that. So now I got the first one as well. And then the last PS2 game here, very happy to see this one, came into the store. It's another Atlas game, Samurai Western. And this is one of those games that was always kind of hard to find, but it wasn't super expensive until Metal Jesus talked about it in one of his Hidden Gems videos. And then it went up in price, but didn't go back down. So I'm very glad that I was able to get that one, and I, you know, didn't have to pay $100 to get it, or whatever it goes for. So, moving on, that's the last of the PS2 games. Let's go with Nintendo Switch, because I have lots of stuff here. And for most of the stuff I'm showing you guys, I've tried to kind of sort it. So, like, I'm showing you the best PS2 games last. That's why Samurai Western was at the very bottom of the stack. The Madden games or whatever were at the top. But the Switch games is the only stack I did not sort for, because, I mean, they're newer games. I have some big box ones I'll show you at the end. So, these are in no particular order. So we have Fairy Fencer F Advent Dark Force, Blazing Chrome, Thea, I think it is, The Awakening, Miss Splosion Man, Killer Queen Black, Gigantic Army, Pokemon Sword, Smoke and Sacrifice, the Toki Tori Collection, Rive Ultimate Edition. This is the Two Tribes 2001 to 2019 Mega Pack, which is Toki Tori and Rive, basically just a double pack of those two. Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition. Definitely want to check that game out at some point. Rapala Fishing Pro Series. As you can see, some of these are nothing special, just games that came into the store. Crayola Scoot. We have Ultra Core. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Definitely need to play through this one at some point. I played it on the Wii U when it first came out, but I was being too much of a completionist on it, and I only ended up making it through 3 levels, even though I played for 4 hours. Because, like, I would try to collect everything in the level before I move on. I would try to 100% it, and I was doing that, and then I beat the 2nd or 3rd level, and then it unlocked the time trial mode, so I had to go back to the first level and start over and try to do the time trial thing, where you have to beat the level within a certain amount of time, and basically if you mess up once, then you can't do it. So it took forever, but I was enjoying the game, but I just don't want to play it like I was before. Then we have Astral Chain, Night Trap, Hello Neighbor, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, and The Dark Side Detective. So those are all the, like, standard case ones, and then we have some big box ones here. We have Bridge Constructor Portal, which is limited to 3,000, I think it was. The website you can buy this from is GameFairy.io. You guys should check it out because, at least at the time of filming this, they are still available. But being limited to 3,000, they're probably not going to last super, super long. So if you want one, go and pick one up. Then we have Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger 9. Comes in a big box here. I'm not exactly sure what it comes with, but this was a limited run game, and I accidentally sat on it. So it's got a crease right across the front there, and then it kind of creased to the side right there a little bit. I don't remember why I was so tired that day, but I remember just being extremely tired, and I was at the store, and I set this like with another game on top of it, like this, in my chair, and then I sat on it, and this game pushed down and created that crease, which kind of sucks, but it's not a huge deal. And then we have Freedom Planet, which is another limited run, number 38, big box, and this Luminous whatever is number... Well, it's not numbered, so I guess it's not one of their own games. Then we have Wander Song, which is another limited run. This is number 49. I've been lucky with a few of these special editions, because the first few special editions they did for the Switch games, they would sell out immediately. And I don't have any of those ones, but I've been lucky enough to get some of the newer ones that are coming out. Then the last Switch game is, I think it's pronounced Gris. And Abby bought this one off of eBay. This is the special edition version. To be honest, I don't know what the value of all these Switch games are because, I mean, typically when I get them, they've just come out and they're worth what I paid for them. But this one came out a little while ago, and the last sold one was like $235 or something. Typically, it sells for a bit less than that, but I guess this one's pretty hard to find. And I had never even heard of this game, but this is one that Abby was looking for, so we got that one off eBay. We try not to buy too many games off eBay for the collection. It's always more fun to find things in person, of course, but sometimes can't really help it. So, moving on, let's do some TurboGrafx. I actually have a decent stack here. My TurboGrafx collection is right over there. And before adding these, we maybe have 10 games. Maybe. So this is a pretty nice addition to that collection. We have Bloody Wolf. And I know that some of these come in boxes. Some of them only came in the case like this, but a lot of them come in bigger cardboard boxes as well. And some of them are incredibly expensive. So if I get them like this, I'm fine with that. Obviously, I'd like to get them with the box, and if I ever get one in the future, I'll upgrade, but I'm happy with just complete in case for now, and I'll just do complete in box whenever I happen to come across them. We also have Kadash, Working Designs game. And I do have a couple with the boxes. We have Sonic Spike. One without the box again. Ys 3 Wanderers from Ys. Got this from one of the game stores in Ohio. And then also in the box, this is a CD game. This is Ys Books 1 and 2. In pretty nice condition too, very happy. And then the last three here are Super CD games. Super CD-ROM games. I'm not sure if there's really a difference between this CD game and these other ones, but they do have like a different logo. They're still TurboGrafx, but yeah, I mean, I guess one of them is listed as TurboGrafx 16 Super CD-ROM 2 system. The other ones here are actually listed as Duo games. So, I don't know. I'm happy to have them. First one is Prince of Persia. And then we have Riot Zone. And then this one is probably one of the most expensive games in the video here, Dungeon Explorer 2. And when we got these traded into the store with the Turbo Duo system, I kind of glossed over this one because I looked it up when we were making our offer and everything, but when we got to filming, I just kind of glossed over it on accident. I wasn't really thinking, but so I didn't make a big deal out of it at that time. But this is a pretty expensive game. I don't remember the exact price, but it was at least like $200. So yeah, I'm pretty sure those are my first Turbo CD games, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research on these games and like the CD part about it, because just with what I have here, I have 3 different versions of the CD games, I guess you could say. Like this one is in like the big box that says CD game, and then 2 of them say Duo across the bottom, and then one of them just says TurboGrafx 16 down here. So I don't know much about TurboGrafx, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research and kind of learn what the differences are, or if there are any differences. I'm not sure. If you guys know, I guess you can let me know in the comments. Let's do Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance next. I have one cartridge that goes into a box. I already have the box manual, just didn't have the cartridge. That's F-Zero GP Legend. And then we have a bunch here. So, Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. This is just box and manual only. I found this at a Goodwill in Philadelphia, and it had a copy of Pac-Man Collection in it, and not the Chronicles of Narnia game. So we're selling the Pac-Man game at the store, and I need a cartridge for this. But I mean, I paid $1.99 for it, so I was happy about that. But that's pretty much what it's worth. We have a sealed copy of Desert Quad Fury, which is also only worth a couple bucks, even sealed. PGA European Tour for the original Game Boy. Capcom Classics Mini Mix. This box is pretty crushed. Yu-Gi-Oh! Worldwide Edition, Stairway to the Destined Duel. This has the plastic on the box, still opened, but no cards, of course. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Games never have the cards. And then one of the last classic NES series ones that I need to complete that little subset, that is Pac-Man. So I think I only need 1 or 2 more to have like all the classic NES series ones, which is pretty cool. Then we have Sonic Advance, Sigma Star Saga. It's got that big GameStop sticker on the front of the box, which kind of sucks, and it's kind of crushed, but whatever. Then we have Phantasy Star Collection. A couple of these might just be condition upgrades, I'm not sure. Then we have a factory sealed NBA 3-on-3 featuring Kobe Bryant. This box it's sealed, but the box is pretty rough. It's got lots of creases and stuff, so it'd probably be just better as an opened copy at this point, but it's not like I'm ever going to play it. So these next 5 might be out of order. I tried to order them like based on coolness or rarity or value. So these next 5 might not be in that proper order, but I wanted to keep them all together. So every single one of these except for one is a condition upgrade, but they are very nice ones. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team with the plastic on it. Pokemon Blue version, doesn't have the plastic, but the box is nearly perfect otherwise. Pokemon Gold version with the plastic on it. And when I say it has the plastic on it, it's got the original seal still on the box, but it was cut open at the top, so you can still open it and get the game out, but they left the plastic on the rest of the box, which I love finding games like that, because it's assuming the boxes aren't crushed, it's the closest to perfect condition that you can get. Because obviously the what do you call it, the seal, whatever it is, the sealing on it protects the box from any sort of like little dings or nicks or shelf wear or anything like that. So we have Leaf Green. This one was an upgrade, I believe. This is the one that I did not have, and that's Pokemon Fire Red with the plastic as well. So I already had a copy of this game, but I had the Player's Choice version. So the Player's Choice one does not come with the wireless adapter. The first release one, Black Label, does for Leaf Green and Fire Red. So, or maybe not. This Leaf Green doesn't. This Fire Red does. You can see right down here. So maybe there's 3 versions. I don't know. But very awesome to get those all with the plastic on them. They're all in really, really good condition, which is super cool. So continuing on with the rest of the Game Boy ones, we have Bionic Commando Elite Forces for the Game Boy Color. Crystallis for Game Boy Color with the plastic on it. Bram Stoker's Dracula in pretty nice condition. Picked this one up recently at a game store up in Tacoma. Then we have Mega Man Battle Network. Unfortunately, it's got that stupid GameStop sticker on there. But the first Mega Man Battle Network, this one, compared to all the other Mega Man Game Boy Advance games, is kind of expensive. I think a complete copy is upwards of $70, whereas most of the other ones are like $20 to $25. And we have Lufia, The Legend Returns for Game Boy Color. And then we have all 3 Castlevanias for Game Boy Advance. So that is Circle of the Moon. Well, there's more than just these 3, but these are the 3 like main games that aren't sort of remakes or whatever. Castlevania, Aria of Sorrow, and Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. There's also the NES Classic Series 1, and there's the Double Pack, which I'm pretty sure I have both those as well. And then we have Dragon Warrior 1 and 2 for Game Boy Color. Dragon Warrior 3 for Game Boy Color. And then the last one here is another Game Boy Color game. That's Ghosts and Goblins. It also has a stupid GameStop sticker, which I tried to remove. I could probably get all of it if I keep working at it, but yeah, this is... I don't remember exactly, but it was at least $100 for a complete copy, which, for a Game Boy Color game, is pretty good. So, very glad to get this one, and it's in pretty good shape, too. The top and the left-hand side have a little bit of creasing, but overall it holds its shape very nice. And the front of the box looks pretty good, aside from that stupid GameStop sticker. So moving on to PlayStation 1. We still have PS1, NES, Super Nintendo, 64, GameCube, and Sega Saturn. We're going to be ending with Sega Saturn because I have probably the most expensive games from the whole video in the Sega Saturn stack. So for PS1 here, we have 2 long box games. We have Jumping Flash, and this was a condition upgrade for In the Hunt. My other copy, the top artwork here was like peeling up and needed to be glued back down, and overall the box was just worn. This one is in really nice condition, so that was a nice condition upgrade for that. And I also don't know how many PS1 long box games there are, but I think that we're up to like 40 or 45, which pretty happy with that. Then the standard jewel case games we have, I think this one's fairly common. I've just never seen it before. That's Sentinel Returns. Then we also have Pinobi or Pinobi. I guess I don't know how you pronounce it, but never seen that one before either. Also Monkey Hero, another one I've just never seen. Not very expensive. Then we have Tomba, however you want to say it. And then the two biggie dads here. We have Batman Forever, the arcade game. This one my buddy Luke found at the Goodwill outlet and traded this into the store. This is like a $100 game. So for him to find that at the outlet was pretty crazy. And I'd never even heard of this game. I didn't know that it was that expensive until he brought it in. But I would probably never want to, like when I'm focusing on PS1, I'd never want to have to go to a game store and pay $100 for this. So I'm very glad that we got it knocked off the list early on. And the last one here, I think, I can't remember if it was this or another game that the case was different. I don't know. This is a pretty hard to find one. It's the artwork's got some damage, but I got it for a pretty good price, and that's The Misadventures of Tron Bonne. So this is a 1-disc game, but it comes with 2 discs because it has the regular game, then it's got a demo disc for Mega Man Legends 2. I do not know if it originally comes in a case like this or if it comes in a double disc case. You guys will have to let me know, but the artwork on the side here, hopefully it will focus. It's kind of messed up. So, there's a small rip right there on the front as well. But yeah, let me know if this was supposed to come in like a double case or not, because I don't remember, because when I bought this, I got this off of eBay. I don't remember the price, but the guy said in the description that the original case like got stepped on or something and got destroyed. That's why the artwork is all messed up, and so he put it in this case. So I just don't know. Just let me know. Let's go to NES. We have a good little stack here. First up, this is just a condition upgrade. That is Days of Thunder with the plastic on it. This might also be a condition upgrade. Tengen Pac-Man. This box is in really, really nice condition. We also have Kirby's Adventure, Rocket Ranger, Rescue the Embassy Mission, Yoshi's Cookie. I believe this was a condition upgrade as well, but I don't remember for sure. The Adventures of Bayou Billy. And we have Time Lord. This one was definitely a condition upgrade because we just got this one recently. That is the Metroid Classic Series, which is the yellow label variant. And then I don't remember if this was a condition upgrade or if we just didn't have it, but that is Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse in pretty good shape. Also, this one we just got recently. This was a crazy find. Complete in Box Mega Man 6. We found this at a Value Village thrift store up in Tacoma. Paid up for it. It was $50, but the cashier gave us 30% off. They gave us a senior discount for no reason, which made this one $35, and it's about a $150 game. So I already had one, but this was a condition upgrade, and that was super awesome to find at a thrift store in 2020. It just doesn't happen anymore. And then the last NES game here I'm very happy to get. This is a copy of Darkwing Duck. And I got this from a game store in Ohio. They had it in their glass case marked at $89.99. And if you look it up, I think Price Charts has it somewhere around $140-ish. And they had marked it down to that because there was writing on the cartridge and sticker residue on the manual. The writing on the cartridge is not even Sharpie, and it's only on the plastic, so I haven't attempted to get it off yet, but I mean, it'll come off so easy. And the sticker residue on the manual, you know those old like garage sale price tag stickers that are little rectangles that are about that big? It was like there was one of those on the manual and someone took it off. It didn't rip the manual at all, but there's a little bit of sticker residue. That was why they marked it down so much, and I can't believe they marked it down by that much just for those very minor things. They probably could have cleaned that marker off of the cartridge, no problem. They just didn't try. But I'm happy either way. It's not a super expensive game, at least cartridge only, but it is kind of uncommon. We've only had it at the store, I think, maybe twice, and it always goes really fast, so that's pretty cool. Let's move on to Nintendo 64. So I have 3 cartridges here. First one is Rush 2049. With the games I'm showing you guys here, we have a full set of boxes and manuals. So at this point, we're just missing a few cartridges here and there. The 2 expensive ones I'm showing you guys right now, everything else is just cheaper, common stuff that we probably have at the store. I just need to go through and complete the rest of my boxes. Then we have StarCraft 64. Someone tried to donate this to me recently at the store. Guy named Kevin and his family. And when he first pulled out, he's like, "And this is for you." And I was like, "I gotta pay you for that." And he's like, "No, it's a donation, it's a gift." And luckily they were buying a few things at the store, and I was able to put a trade-in credit onto that transaction without them noticing. So I did end up paying for it. That's too expensive of a game for me to accept as a gift. It's, you know, it's like a $50 cartridge, and I couldn't do that. So, but thank you to Kevin and his family for that. That's super cool. And then we also have a not for resale Jet Force Gemini, adding to the NFR collection. So now that aside from the cartridges, now that the N64 collection is complete, at least for the standard releases, there are a few variants that I still need, and there's a bunch of not for resales that I need, and some gray cart variants that I need as well. I'm focusing on GameCube and Virtual Boy, but I'm still going to be looking out for not for resales and for those gray carts and stuff. And the other variants that I need for the N64 are like incredibly rare, so I probably won't ever get them. Like the Shadow Man with the sunglasses, the Tarzan big box with the figures, stuff like that. I need the plush for my Rampage big box, which I'll probably never get, but I'll always be looking. So, 2 new N64 games, and by new, I not only mean sealed, but also newly released, and these are limited run. We have the Star Wars Shadows of the Empire re-release from limited run. I love the packaging on these. It's such a cool idea. It looks like one of the figures from the 90s. But there's that, and then we also have the special edition version of Shadows of the Empire. Nice big box here. And those are the only ones I got from that set, just the N64 ones. I didn't get the NES or the Game Boy ones. I would have liked to, and it shows them all in the back here. Pretty cool stuff. I just didn't do it. And I actually didn't get the Episode 1 Racer re-release. I'll probably try to track one of those down, because it'd be cool to have them. Alright, so some of these N64 ones are just condition upgrades, and some of them are just the final games we needed to complete the set. So we have Knockout Kings 2000, Bottom of the Ninth with the plastic on it, Scars, Ridge Racer 64, Magical Tetris Challenge, NBA In the Zone 99, so hard to find for some reason, Razor Freestyle Scooter, the cheapest of the Blockbuster exclusives. You can still find that game sealed for like $50. Then we have a box upgrade for Pokemon Stadium. My original box, like this one here, it's just cut. My other one, they had ripped off the sticker, which left a big rip in the artwork, and then they stuck the sticker to the back of the box, which was very stupid. And then we have Castlevania. That one, I believe, was just a condition upgrade as well. And then the last game we needed to complete the set randomly got traded into the game store, which was so crazy. I wasn't even there. I was on tour, and Abby just sent me a picture of her holding it, and I was like, where did you get that? She said a lady came in saying that something like they dug the N64 out of their garage and started playing it, and then their friends gave them their N64 games, and this was one of them, and they played it once and weren't really interested in it, so they traded it in or sold it to us. And for the last game that we needed to be randomly traded into the store is insane to me. Like, the chances of that happening have got to be, you know, astronomical. It does have a big crease across the front of the box like that, so eventually I'd like to upgrade at least the box, but I still can't believe it happened. It's so crazy. Then we have a condition upgrade for Conker's Bad Fur Day. Got a better box on this one. A condition upgrade for Castlevania Legacy of Darkness. So this one has a big dent right here, and the front of the box is pushed in right there. This is not in great condition, but it's still an upgrade. My previous copy, I found at a garage sale, and it was really, really beat up. Then, lastly, we have International Superstar Soccer 2000. This is the English version, and I actually got this. I bought this from Jay from the Game Chasers, which I think is pretty cool. So, special thanks to Jay. You're probably not watching, but if for whatever reason you are, thank you for that. That is super, super awesome. Moving on, I'm going to do Super Nintendo, then GameCube, and then Sega Saturn, and then we'll end this video off, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, you're crazy, because this is super, super long. So, we have Wheel of Fortune, Sim City, Nigel Mansell's World Championship Racing, Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse. This was just a condition upgrade for the box. Jurassic Park 1 and 2, both with the plastic still on them. Pretty cool. Out to Lunch. Pretty uncommon game. Just got this recently from Super Smash Up in Tacoma for $30 is what the price tag says. I think I got a little bit of a discount on the whole bundle, but it wasn't much. I think it was like $5 or $10 in the whole bundle, so About 30 bucks on that. And then I also got Bebe's Kids from them. Looks like this is not the same box protector that it was in, so it doesn't have the price on it anymore. I think the box protector that was on this one was like really badly sun faded and was cracking and falling apart, so I threw it away. Then we have a box only for Battletoads in Battle Maniacs. I think this is just a condition upgrade because I think we already had it. Then we have ActRaiser 2 with the plastic still on it. I picked this up while I was in Ohio. I actually picked up a complete copy that I was going to add to the collection, and then a couple stores later, I found the box only with the plastic on it. So I put them both together, and now we have this one complete for the collection with the plastic, and then an extra box only, which we're selling at the store. The last Super Nintendo game, though, is really, really cool. This was a condition upgrade as well, and I got this one off of eBay. I think that I got a pretty good price on it, especially for the condition it's in, but that is a complete upgrade of Ninja Gaiden Trilogy with the plastic still on it. So, unfortunately, the game has been going down in price over the past couple years. When I got my first one, I had entered it into my spreadsheet, and I put the value at that time as $400. I think I paid $275 for this one, and I think they go for like $250. So, it's definitely gone down in price, but still very, very cool. And to get it with the plastic on it, I mean, the box is in nearly perfect condition, which is super awesome. I'm very, very happy with that. As I've said 5 times in this video already, I love getting games with the plastic on it like that. And who knows if I'm still collecting in 30 years, maybe my whole N64 collection will be like that. Alright guys, on to the GameCube. I mentioned I am focusing on GameCube right now, so whenever we get GameCube games traded into the store, if there's a complete game that I do not have, I'm keeping it. It doesn't matter what it is at this point. The majority of what I need, after showing you this stack, are cheaper titles. Filler titles, shovelware, stuff like that. So, there are a couple games that I'm really looking out for still that are in maybe the $30 to $40 range, and you still need NCAA College Basketball 2K3, which is like $150. But other than that, all I need are really cheap games. So, the few that I'm looking for, I will continue to look for at other game stores, at PRGE, whatever it is. But other than that, I'm going to try to finish off the set by just waiting for the games to come into the store. Because stuff like FIFA Soccer 2005, I don't want to go to another store and pay $4.99 for this. Because I need a lot of them, and those $4.99s add up quickly. So, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon 2, Lego Star Wars, Legends of Wrestling, Prince of Persia, Warrior Within. That was the last Prince of Persia game I needed for the GameCube. And also the last 007 game I needed from Russia with Love. The Sims, Intellivision Lives, Evolution Skateboarding. The front of the case has some water damage, so I do need to upgrade that one eventually. FIFA Street, Need for Speed, Most Wanted, Rampage, Total Destruction, Super Monkey Ball Adventure, Phantasy Star Online Episode 3, Card Revolution. That was the last Phantasy Star game I needed. Metal Arms, Glitch in the System. Fairly uncommon one here, Speed Kings. Another uncommon one, MLS Extra Time 2002. This is the Outlaw Golf and Darkened Sky Double Pack. Another uncommon one, Pro Rally. This one took me forever to find. Men in Black 2, Alien Escape. I found this at Super Smash Games in Olympia, and I looked at every single store on my Ohio trip. Nobody had it. So, very glad to finally find that one. NHL 2K3. Very, very hard to find game as well. NHL 2003 is common, but the 2K3 is hard to find. If you get it, make sure it's got that Hockey Rules sticker on there, so you know it's the original case. 2 bestseller variants. I already had the games, but these are just variants. Mario Power Tennis and Mario Superstar Baseball. You can see the bestseller little tag at the bottom there. Almost like a player's choice kind of thing. I don't know why they did both. Disney's Hide and Sneak. That one looks like it might be a little sun faded to me, but without another one to compare it to, I can't really tell. So let me know what you guys think. Does that look sun faded? Then we have Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure. This one took me forever to get as well. We would get copies traded into the store. We had like 3 of them, but none of them had manuals. So finally got a complete one. Then we have Virtua Quest. My third Dragon's Lair game of the video, Dragon's Lair 3D. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Mutant Nightmare. That one just came into the store just the other day. That was one of the more expensive ones I still needed. It's about a $30 game or so. Then we have F-Zero GX. Can't believe I didn't have that one. There's another really common game that I actually need, and we got one at the store. I just haven't put it into the spreadsheet, so I didn't bring it home for this video, but that is Mario Party 6, actually. Can't believe I still needed that one. Then we're getting into the pretty uncommon ones here. We have Disney Sports Football. This one's been going up in price, so if you can grab it soon, and if you want it, I'd grab it sooner than later. I got lucky and found this at a game store in Ohio, marked at $39.99, but the last time I looked it up, it was going for like $80. So it's definitely on the rise. Then we have Groove Rider Slot Car Thunder. This one is not very expensive, at least last time I looked it up it wasn't, but it's very hard to find. I want to say I got this for like $18 off of some random game store's website. If you guys have been watching the videos for a while, you know that I love to try to find smaller, like, mom and pop game stores that have websites where they sell games, because every time I do, typically I'll find some stuff that's priced very cheap, and that was one of those cases. So I'm very happy with that. Then we have Rally Championship, which last time I looked it up, it's like $130 or so. And this is another game that I got from the guy in Canada that was selling his collection. Also, I got from him the Disney Sports Basketball. So this one is like $250-ish, which is crazy for a basketball game. But we actually had one of these traded into the store, and I didn't hold on to it. It was kind of complete, but it was missing the outer covers of the manual. So it had the rest of the manual, but it was missing the cover, so I didn't keep that one. And I'm glad that I didn't, because we did end up selling it, and now I have a complete one for the collection, which is super awesome. The last one here, probably one of the cheaper games in this whole stack, but in my opinion, probably the rarest GameCube game, not including double packs or anything like that, and that is Backyard Sports Baseball 2007. This is another game, just like the Men in Black, where I looked for it, I've been looking for it on eBay, on Amazon, on every game store's website. I have a whole text document of all the different game stores' websites saved. I've looked on every single one multiple times. No one had it. Nothing on JJ Games, Lukey Games, DK Oldies, anything like that. Nothing at any of the local game stores. Nothing at any of the game stores in Ohio until the very last game store I went to in Ohio. They had one. And I think I got it for like $12 or something. And it doesn't really sell for much more than that. But it's incredibly hard to find. You can find Backyard Baseball all day, but Backyard Baseball 2007 is really, really, really hard to find. And I was so happy when he pulled it out of the glass case for me, and I opened it, and it had the manual. I was really worried it wouldn't. So, in my opinion, probably the rarest GameCube game. In terms of actual rarity. Obviously, it's not the most expensive game, not even close. But very, very rare. So, let's finish off this video with the Sega Saturn stuff. And then I will try to put away what I can, but I'm not going to be able to because there's no room. I'm going to be boxing up the Atari, Intellivision, ColecoVision, Odyssey. I'm going to be boxing all that stuff up tonight to make room. And I'm probably not going to do another room tour at this house. It would look bad if I did it, and Honestly, it doesn't look that much different from the last time I did a room tour. So the next room tour you guys see should be in a house that Abby and I buy. And who knows when that'll be. Hopefully before the end of the year. You never know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, there's too much stuff. So, Sega Saturn. First, I'll just show this one to get it out of the way. I have a big box Virtua Cop with the gun. And it looks like Virtua Cop 2 in the big box is a little bit more common. This one, I got this from a store in Ohio. I think I paid like $80 for it, which seemed like a decent price. I saw a couple of them sell for upwards of like $140, but also some of them sold for as low as like $65. So, I don't know. Prices are kind of all over the place. This probably isn't a game that a lot of people are looking for, so it probably just sells for random prices whenever it gets posted. But yeah, I'm happy to get it. So, this one is a condition upgrade of just the back artwork. That's Tomb Raider. Obviously, no manual. My copy has a manual, but my copy, the back artwork is water damaged, and this one is not. So that's an upgrade. Then we have MechWarrior 2. WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game. Mortal Kombat 2. Space Jam. Need to watch that movie again soon. It's a good movie. Nights into Dreams, the full-size case version. I believe I have like the standard jewel case version. And then I have like the big box with the controller as well. Then we have Panzer Dragoon 2 Zwei. Bust-A-Move 3. Just got this one from Super Smash in Tacoma. I love Bust-A-Move. We have 2 and 3 now for the Saturn. And then we're getting into the heavy ones here. We have The Legend of Oasis. Then we have Magic Knight Ray Earth. And finally, most expensive Saturn game that we now own, Panzer Dragoon Saga. So, this is somewhere around a $600 to $800 game, which is crazy. And we bought a collection from a guy. It's fully complete with all the discs. They come in their little paper sleeves. But we bought a collection from a guy at the store not too long ago. You guys probably remember it. It included the Turbo Duo system. It included the Magic Knight Ray Earth and the Panzer Dragoon Saga. And then all, of course, the TurboGrafx games I showed you, and some of the Game Boy boxes and stuff as well. But yeah, crazy. I can't believe that we got a Panzer Dragoon Saga. It's one of those types of games that I didn't really think I'd ever get, because I wasn't prepared to spend $700 on it. And so the only way for me to get it is if someone trades it into the store. So it happened, and it's crazy. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Let's do a keyword here at the end to make sure to see who made it to the end of the video. If you skipped ahead and you comment what I'm about to say, you're cheating, and you should feel bad about yourself. But for anyone who actually watched the entire thing, I know this was a super long one, let's use the word... princess. So, if you watch the entire video from beginning to end, leave the word princess somewhere in your comment and I'll know that you made it to the end. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for sticking through. Hopefully you guys had a snack or something. Or put me on in the background while you're doing some work or whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I don't know when the next pickup video is going to be. But it probably won't be this long. Probably won't have this many good games either. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to smack that like button. Leave a comment down below, including the word princess. And of course subscribe. And we'll see you guys again next time.